All right, looks like we got a couple people popping in here. Paul, Dustin, thanks for stopping in. Right now, it's just the four of us. My name is Billy Giordano. I am the co-founder and product leader at Staffed Up, and with me today is Ellie Farrell. She's head of marketing and customer engagement. Since it's just us for now, I opened it up for you guys to be able to chat if you're interested. And you can also drop anything in the chat or raise your hand anytime if you've got something that you wanted to talk about. But for now, I guess my question would be, are you guys currently using Staffed Up? Or are you just here to learn? Are you interested in learning more about what we do? Feel free to chime in or drop something in the chat.
This is Paul. I currently don't use Staffed Up, but I have referred clients in need of hiring solutions to you. So I just thought I would just kind of check in and
Yeah,
see what you guys were doing. So
yeah, sounds good. Paul, where are you from?
I am from the Small Business Development Center at Mizzou.
Gotcha.
So we basically do counseling for small business owners.
Very cool. And Dustin, what about yourself?
Hi, my name is Dustin. I do work for a job that uses Staffed Up for hiring. I'm actually very new to the role, so I have yet to have any experience as a recruiter using Staffed Up, but I have applied for jobs through the website and am familiar with that process. So I'm looking to just gain more insight into different ways that I can use Staffed Up while I explore my options in this new role.
Okay, sounds good. So we've got a presentation put together today. We're going to talk about our job features or our employer feature that we're running, where we're actually featuring clients who are doing everything right, having great success with Staffed Up, and kind of showing other employers what to do in order to kind of follow in their footsteps. And then we also wanted to talk a little bit about ChatGPT and AI and using it in a lot of different ways within your business, but most importantly, in hiring and developing proper content to attract the right talent. After that, we planned on showing you just some of the new features that are coming out. New dashboards are being tested right now. We've got a lot of new stuff that's going to be rolling out for the first of the year. But if there's any specific questions, since it is a small group today, please just let me know and we'll leave the chat open so you guys can talk freely. Let's not worry about it since it's a small group and we don't have to worry about raising hands. You can stop me anytime you want. But is there anything specifically either one of you would like to review today, or do you want me to just kind of go through some stuff and then at the end of it, if there's questions, we can do that?
I'd say let's go through what you have. I'm just curious to see.
Okay, sounds great. All right, so let's go straight into our client feature. So we started a new thing where we are featuring these clients. We're asking them some questions about how they're using SnappDuck, and then promoting them for them interacting with us, obviously, and helping us help other employers. So today we're talking about the Post in St. Louis. They're a 4-unit sports bar and grill that have been using Staffed Up for quite a while. And we'll show you a little bit more about what they do and how they do it. But we asked them a few questions about, how they use Staffed Up and what's working for them. And some of the answers they gave us is we love Staffed Up and company start to finish flow of the hiring process. We're able to screen, message, schedule interviews, and hire from the software. With the whole process being under one roof, there's no need for calls or outside calendars to stay organized, which makes the process manageable for multiple managers at multiple stores and leads to rarely having communication issues between managers. So this is important because there's so many tips, tricks, and tools and little pieces of the software that maybe not everybody recognizes or realizes exist. So we can get into that a little bit later, but there's pre-drafted messaging, there's automated follow-ups, there's text and email engagement with your candidates through the system. So we do have employers that are getting applications, but just still using their standard calls and emails and text messages to try to engage with people when the system itself tracks everything, sends out the engagement, and sends automated reminders for you. So saving time and energy in that way, as well as using the mass messaging feature where you can invite 1 or 100 people to an interview and do it all in seconds. So a lot of tools out there that maybe not everyone's familiar with. So if anyone here wants to see those at the end of this, please let me know and I can kind of show you around. Next is I love how I'm able to seamlessly navigate and manage different locations and keep everything organized. It's the only hiring software we use across all stores. So for people with multi-unit, if you're looking at this right now and you were to scan that QR code, and I'll show you here in a second, it would take you to their multi-unit enterprise page for all their locations. And basically the same thing as if you were to click apply on their website, which we always suggest our clients do. If your company does not do that, Dustin, let me know and we can help get that set up. But when you land on their site, we show the applicant the jobs that are closest to them based on their IP address. So we automate it as much as possible for the end user so that the closest job to them is what they see, and then they can obviously scale around and see what other jobs are available. But if your company did have more than one location, we do have enterprise available where you can promote all the jobs around your company, create an ecosystem, and then encourage applicants to apply for multiple places within your company. In terms of the job descriptions, these guys do a pretty great job of being very transparent. So pay rates are in there, which is great for SEO for the external job boards like Google Jobs, Glassdoor, Indeed, and then creating the responsibilities and the expectations clearly outlined and concisely outlined is going to be important. These massive paragraphs are really detrimental to communicating effectively what you want your applicant to digest, because when they see that, especially on mobile, it's just too much text. They're going to scroll past it. All they're trying to do is find a way to apply. But if you're really good about what you say and how you say it, and you can get them to at least, pay attention to what's important, you have a better chance of competing against your neighbors and getting eyes on your jobs versus them, seeing a massive list and just moving on. So moving into creating quality descriptions. Are either one of you, and feel free to chime in, use the chat, raise your hand, whatever you want. Are either one of you familiar with ChatGPT, or do you use it in any other ways for the business or personal?
I am familiar with it, but currently not using it.
Okay, great. Paul, what about yourself?
I am familiar with it. I haven't really used ChatGPT, but I have used some other AI platforms for different for various things.
Yeah, so ChatGPT is one that everyone knows and is free, which is why I put it up here. Ellie actually uses Copy AI quite a bit for our businesses, and she does a great job with it because she's really honed in on how to speak to the software to get the results. So really the idea here is if you're not using it, you're really going to want to find opportunities, one, to make your life better, but to help you stand out in hiring, in marketing, in content production in general. It's a great way to make life easy on yourself, and really develop content quickly and effectively that communicates the end result. So moving into kind of what we want to do with job descriptions or really any prompts, but building a prompt is not as easy as just say like, write me a job description, right? So what you want to focus is on who are you, what do you want, how do you want it to sound, and then provide more detail so that we are clearly and effectively communicating to the software what the end result should be. You'll find a massive difference in write me a job description for a server versus I'm the owner of a business that's looking to hire a server. I want the job description. Please write me a job description that communicates it in this way and gets me this type of person, right? So moving on, what I did is I wrote a prompt for ChatGPT that says, I'm the owner of Room 38 Restaurant and Lounge. And for anyone who's not familiar with my history, I do own a restaurant. That's where Staffed Up got started. We're still open 15 years in Columbia, Missouri. And we use Staffed Up to hire exclusively, clearly. But the prompt is, I'm the owner of Room 38 Restaurant and Lounge, and I provide my website just in case so that the software can crawl that site and get content and get more information. Sometimes it will find it by itself, but I always add it in there. And I say, I need to hire servers and want you the software to write me a concise job description that promotes our culture and communicates our expectation of quality service for our guests. So in all of that, going back to that previous slide, I just really told it what the end result should be, who I am, and what I'm looking for around this hire. So providing a clear understanding of your end goal and then using details to get what you want is super important. Then if once you get the result, which we'll go to now, you can completely customize this and iterate. But this is unedited, 100% what ChatGPT, based on that single prompt, created for me with bullets and everything. So it was fully formatted. It wrote everything out. Now, the About Us section I already have, and if you use Staffed Up, you know that there's an About Us section in your account settings. So you can have ChatGPT write that for you if you want to edit it. But this is basically what it did for me. So it provided some culture. It told the applicant a little bit about who we are, what the responsibilities and qualifications are, why join Room 38 is a great little piece in your job description to make sure you're, again, focusing on culture and trying to get the right people in the right place. Really think about what's important to you in hiring and what's important to your team, and try to make sure you're communicating that in your job post so that the right person is reading and applying, and you get higher quality talent. But again, the iteration here is completely up to you. You can use this as a template, as a foundation, and then moving forward, you just edit it as you need to, and you can use this in anything. So we use this for marketing, for Staffed Up, for the restaurant, for pretty much anything. It's a great way to leverage AI to really help build quality content that you yourself might not have done in the same way without paying a ton of money to someone who would, charge you to do it for you. So the template, and we can share this with you after, is I'm your position of your business, and then in parentheses, your website. I need to hire the job title. I want you to write me a concise job description and then communicate your end goal for the perfect candidate to hire. So again, there's my prompt, for example, but it's super simple. Once you get this down and you learn how to use your AI tools well, I mean, it can write your emails, it can write your newsletters, it can write blogs, it can do pretty much anything you want. And then you're obviously welcome to fine tune it. And you could say, okay, that was great, but I want it to be a little bit more lighthearted. I want it to be more playful, or I want it to be more serious and professional. And it will take that tone and adjust it for you to give you exactly what you're looking for in the long run. When you're done, once you've done this, you can go into your position management, and you can see here, you just click edit on the right-hand side. It'll pop up your opportunities to format everything and copy and paste everything in, but use ChatGPT, copy and paste it in, format it exactly the way that you want it. And that's it. Shouldn't take you more than a few minutes. Before we get into new dashboards and stuff like that, does anybody have any questions about the ChatGPT or writing job descriptions or content around the company to attract top talent?
Did you say you were going to share that template at some point with us?
Yeah, what we'll do is we're going to email you. We'll email you
Perfect.
everything at the end of this webinar.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so we can definitely get into tools and specific questions if you'd like me to run through some stuff once we get done with the format here. But moving forward, if anyone is familiar with their Staffed Up dashboard, what we've seen in the past has worked. Everything we're doing is functional, but the design has really not been updated in a long time. And while we're redesigning things, we're adding a ton of new functionality to the site. We're testing all of this right now. So we'll start with the top right with notifications. This is just kind of a view, but we're going to have a whole new notifications dashboard where you'll have different types of notifications, from applicant notifications and messaging to system notifications, calendar and interview, and then new hire with job offers and digital onboarding. If it's something you are or are not using, we can talk about. But that's going to be a great tool to help you stay on top of all of the interactions you have within the site. And then if you look at the top here, sources, we're going to be highlighting our sources and showing you where you're getting the most traffic. So if it's through us, through direct searches, if it's through your website because you have your website connected, any social media platforms or external job boards, we're going to highlight that for you. And then we're also going to show you some analytics to help you properly manage your talent pool to get the best results. So engagement is key. We always suggest that we're responding to applicants within 24 to 48 hours, 3 days at the very most. Anything past that, if someone's super motivated and they're a quality candidate, they're probably going to be hired somewhere else. So the reason we suggest that is, one, it's professionalism, but two, we want you to be competitive in hiring and actually engage with your candidates in real time to make sure that you're capitalizing on the fact that you spent this time building out your software, you created all these job descriptions, you've written all your messaging, you've invested time and energy and sometimes money into posting these jobs to get the candidates, but then we let them sit for 30 days and wonder why we're not getting the right hires. So we really want to focus on driving the traffic, but then engaging with that traffic as well. So we're putting analytics up here to help you be better at hiring and then also show you whether or not your conversion rate is successful. So page views versus applications is going to be how many people are actually looking at your jobs versus how many people submit applications. And that might tell us, if that's super low, if we're sitting under 10%, we might want to adjust our content to make sure we're promoting our jobs better so that when people land on our page and see our jobs, they're interested and submit the applications versus falling off. Or maybe we have 20 application questions when all we really need is 10. So things like that is something we're prioritizing to make sure you're getting better results within the software, because driving traffic is only half the battle. Looking at all of our different sections for your job statuses, everything is staying pretty much the same there, but we're adding additional filters with your rankings, filter by date, which is a new one, and then your general search, your WOTC candidates, and filter by tag. Tags are going to be nice because we can assign tags through the questions. When they submit their application with you, you can auto assign tags. You'll also be able to tag certain applicants based on interactions or qualifications. So let's say something is super important to you in hiring, you can create that tag and tag your applicants either manually or automatically with your question sets, and then filter by tags if you're looking for someone who's got, let's say, full availability. That would be a great one for you to be able to filter down to know, all right, maybe I need someone with daytime availability. Again, really great opportunities just to automate the process and help you manage your hires. And then over here on the left-hand side, Boost My Jobs is going to be a new one where you're going to be able to post directly to your social media, copy your hiring link and share it out, but then also request social media posts from our team, as well as boosting it in your area if you've got certain positions you really want to promote within your company. We are also creating a lot more functionality and automation in messaging and engagement. And as we develop everything out, we'll be sharing more about, how your calendar is getting updated, how your positions with AI will be available. We have not built it yet, but we are going to add opportunities to use AI within the system to create content and again, make it easier so you don't have to go from one place, copy and paste and bring it into the system. And then looking at your application view, if you're familiar with this, again, it's going to be a little bit similar, but we are just making things easier to navigate and give you better opportunities to just really see who's the right fit for you at a glance. So we're still going to have all of our messaging, all of our save and interview opportunities. Everything's going to be available for you that currently is, but we're going to add quite a bit more functionality that's, again, just making things easier to use. So when people are uploading their resume, you'll be able to view it right here in your dashboard. You won't have to go to a secondary browser tab or download the document, which is going to be nice. Your digital onboarding will all be here, and your application history will be quite a bit more involved as well. So again, a lot of the functionality you already know, so don't get nervous about having to learn new stuff, but we are just making everything that we're doing better and more user-friendly. From a perspective of redesign, again, that's kind of an overview, but we have a lot coming down this year. And so we'll share everything as it launches. You'll get updates in your dashboard. We'll be kind of giving you new tutorials to make sure you're comfortable with everything. But no matter what, we're always here. Myself and Ellie, if you need to contact us directly, you've got this. You've got our emails, and you're welcome to use them. You've also got a help desk on the bottom right-hand corner of your Staffed Up homepage at all times, which you're welcome to use. And reach out to us if you're having any complications, questions, or just want help getting something done. We're always happy to help, and the team is definitely here to make sure you're getting the most out of the service. So that being said, we have about 8 minutes left, and I always like to leave this up for Q&A or offer opportunities to dig in a little bit deeper in certain functionality you might have questions about. So is there anything either one of you would like to talk more about or have specific questions about?
For me, it's a little bit hard to come up with specific questions because I actually have yet to experience how, I don't think I said this earlier. I work for Morgan Ford Massage and Spa.
Okay.
I haven't actually seen how they are utilizing this yet. They haven't set me down through a lot of their training. So I think once I see how the company is using Staffed Up currently and how that can look with a lot of these new developments, then I might have a lot more questions.
Okay. Have you been in the dashboard yet?
No, I haven't. I just got in the role and they sent me the link to this webinar a couple days ago to start learning as much as I could about the site. So more to come on my end.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so this is the current dashboard. So the layout is very similar. It's just, from a design perspective, quite a bit, we'll call it dated. It's something that definitely needed a little facelift, but functionality wise, our intention is always to create user-friendly tools that are easy to use. The learning curve is wildly low. All your positions are down here. So, right. So if you want to filter between my bartenders that are unattended, everything is color coordinated. So you'll see this yellow here is with your unattended. If I go to all messaged candidates, you'll see that these are the two that are in the message folder. And then they're really good at, in this particular location, about saving, hiring and declining. So that going through, different statuses and making sure that people are put in the right spot. So you can see 681 archived. They are actually very active compared to a lot of our employers that really only kind of engage with people as they need to. These guys are responding to every single application as they come through. They're hiring, declining, archiving, and just moving people where they need to. So again, you can filter by rank as well. So let's just say I ranked Chelsea here 4 stars. I can go in and filter by that candidate's ranking. So little things like that when we're reviewing candidates. You've got all the applications. Looks like Chelsea is very active in submitting applications here. She's applied for server and bartender in a million different positions or opportunities and has been declined. Maybe this time's the one that's going to fix or is going to land. But you can see the application questions that are being asked and answered. General availability is here. Work history, if it's filled out, will be listed. Otherwise, you'll view the uploaded resume. And then same thing with all these other positions. And let's just say that we like Chelsea this time, but we're not hiring. We can move it or saved, and we've got pre-drafted messaging here for you. The other nice thing is that bulk action that I was talking about. So let's just say that, I'm using pre-qualifying questions, which I use for my personal employment. If this person has answered all my questions and they've answered them correctly, and I know that that means that I would interview them, but I'm not hiring, I could go through and I could select all 5 because I know they all answered my questions and they got through my inbox, and I could move to saved. And now I can send 5 or 500 candidates a message letting them know we're saving them for future opportunities. But we're not hiring today. We'll reach out when something opens up. And then I can, when I go into my saved folder, I can do the same thing and invite that large group to interview by setting up interview slots on my calendar that they can opt into. And all of this engagement gets text and email notifications as well as reminders if they don't engage. So if you have a candidate that you want to set up an interview for and a day has gone by and they have not responded to you, our system will text and email them, letting them know that there's still a notification that's pending for an interview invite from your company. And they can click here to respond directly from their phone. So a lot of tools to make your life easier. But Dustin, if you get in here and you're feeling a little overwhelmed or want a one-on-one tutorial, please reach out and we'll be happy to set up some time. I mean, we could get it knocked out in 10, 15 minutes just to show you everything that you need to know and make sure you're comfortable.
Yeah, that's great and really helpful. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, Morgan Ford Spa, is that Chesterfield?
We are in St. Louis. Yep, that's our website.
Perfect. And I just wanted to make sure. Okay, yeah. So we're live on your site, which is great. All your positions are here. You can see that you're now hiring versus accepting. We always suggest that you consistently recruit for all positions, whether you're hiring or not, and adjust
Yes.
these job statuses consistently to make sure you're promoting, the right stuff to get the right candidates that you need. Looks like your job descriptions, honestly, great content probably. I've gone through everything, but there could be some formatting here where we're just highlighting what we want them to really see and maybe go through and clean this up to, prioritize what you think will sell it. So
Yes. Yeah. I agree. It can be more
marketing,
concise.
yeah, consider this a marketing opportunity, where you have, like 6 seconds to grab someone's attention before they,
Yes.
decide whether or not they want to continue to read. So, go through and maybe reevaluate, put the right stuff in the right place. You can keep everything in there, but move what's most important and what you think will sell that candidate to the top. Your About Us looks like this is the stock About Us that the system generated for you. So if you guys want to put a little bit more, I guess, personality behind your culture, always
Yes.
suggested. Otherwise, I mean, you're set up. Everything is as it needs to be. Do you know if you're leveraging QR codes in the spa at all?
Currently, I don't believe we are, and I think that that would be a really helpful thing to implement.
Okay. I would imagine we do have a QR code developed for you already, but if we don't, Ellie, if you'll put that on the list and get that emailed over. Um, Dustin, I believe we have your email based on what you signed up with for the webinar. So we'll follow up and send over a QR code and a hiring sign. And then if you need anything else developed as far as design, let us know and we're happy to help. Of
Oh, that sounds amazing. Thank you.
course. Any other questions or anything else we can do before we wrap it up today?
No, I think this is great. I'm really happy to be able to see how all of this can work, and I'll be really excited to get my hands on it as soon as I can.
Awesome. Okay. Well, Dustin, Paul, we definitely appreciate you popping in. I like these smaller ones because it gives us a chance to focus. Paul, was there anything you wanted to go through?
Just thank you so much for the presentation. Just one quick question I had. I frequently work with human resource managers, like with companies, that are maybe 20, 30 people. Would those be good people to connect to you if they're looking for, dashboard and like a staffing solution, a recruiting solution, things like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So the concept about Staffed Up is, I'm a restaurateur first, and we built this for high turnover and people who wanted affordable solutions with easy to use tools that actually work. So, a smaller team, I mean, we work with large companies and small, medium sized. I mean, it's applicable to most companies in general who just need to hire, especially if they're a smaller group who, want something that's going to serve a purpose, but not have a million bells and whistles that they don't understand or have to be trained on for hours. So, we're happy to at least have a conversation with everybody. And if we see it's not the right fit, we'll be transparent about it. We don't want to sign someone up and not get them results. So feel free to connect me with anybody who just needs help in hiring. We work in multiple industries, so food and beverage was where we got started, but you can see, health and beauty is definitely another big one. We work with a lot of salons and spas, retail, customer service, gyms, and health and fitness. I mean, you name it, we're pretty broad these days.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Of course. Okay, everyone. Definitely appreciate your time. Thanks for popping in. And again, we'll follow up, but if you need anything at all, please reach out.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
All
Take
right.
care.
Have a great day.
Thanks, guys.